Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of Oxygen Not Included. I'm Ashenova. We're just going to get right into the game this time. So we're going to resume. Last time we were on cycle 14, and if I recall, we just fixed the water problem, and now we're going to fix the electricity problem. So we'll see how that goes. A few things we have to fix right out of the gate is, one, we have to fix the name of a duplicate. One of them is misspelled, so we are going to fix that right now. If we go to our duplicates, Selenium, the reason we have to rename him is because there is no element of selenium. It's supposed to be selenium. So let's go ahead and fix that real quick. The SC for selenium, and that's good. Alright, perfect. Let's have a quick look around. We have the water basin finished from last time. We're working on getting a bristle blossom farm going, and we have this energy farm that we're going to get working on. So that's what we're going to do out of the gate. Second order of business before we get too far is all of our duplicates, they need hats. So let's go over to, I can't believe I forgot to do this. All of them, they need hats. So we only gave hat to copper, and that is not nice to carbon. They are a hard digger, so we'll give them the hard digger hat. Helium gets improved farming. Hydrogen, he'll get the advanced research. Neon does not have a skill. Sorry, Neon. Get good. Selenium also doesn't have a skill. They're eventually going to be an artist, but we don't need that just yet. And sodium, they also don't have a skill. So we have a few skill points we could distribute out around, but we'll probably wait a bit on that. We don't have to do that just yet. But now that we've given them hats, that's good. We can go back home. And the last order of business that I want to discuss is that if you've noticed, the speech to text on my videos is now working a lot better. I've updated the software that I'm using. I've edited a bit of the code, and now it works a lot better. So hopefully it will track what I say much more accurately. Last time it was not doing so hot. I have spoken a long string of text now, and there are a few glitches here and there, and you might be able to see them every now and then. But it tracks what I say relatively well, and I'm impressed with it. So we'll keep on stress testing. Whenever there's a glitch, I'm going to note it, and I'm going to see if I can refine this into something that works better and better each time. That's the goal. With all that out of the way, we can finally get into playing the game. Okay, so major order of the business, we need to improve our electrical infrastructure. So I'm going to let them finish building this for a bit before we cut back. I don't think they have any other tasks. I might give them a few other things to do, but we're mainly going to be waiting on this structure. So we'll cut back when this is done. Okay, now cutting back to where we have the power room finished. So a few things we have to do here. One is we need to go ahead and set this storage to coal. Make sure they put all the coal here, so that make sure they keep this thing running. The other thing is we need to make sure this battery is at a proper threshold. I like to do mine at 80-20. That way at 20% of the battery storage, this will kick back on. They still have to deliver coal to the machine, and we still need to get the carbon skimmer online, so that's going to take a bit. If I recall, they still have to finish some research. Should be, yep. We still need to get the water sieve done so that we can filter out the polluted water from the systems. So that we're going to have to wait till that until we can go ahead. Oh, shoot. There we go. We have to wait till that until we can finish getting this room all the way. We can already start produce power though, so we're going to probably have this running to produce enough power. I think I need to hook it up to the rest of the base still. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. The way I'm probably going to do that is I'm just going to shoot it all the way across, and I'm going to stop right here, and that is so that as soon as they have this on, I can choose when they turn this on or not. So, actually, I can attach it all the way, and then once it's attached, I can attach this here, and we'll probably reroute some wire just so we save a little bit of copper down the line. We spilt some more water right here. We're going to be cleaning this up for a little bit more. We got most of the water cleaned up. We got a spot up here we need to clean. They can't quite reach that right now, so we're going to make sure that they can reach that, and they can mop the rest of this. Now that we got a lot of our main systems underway, our power generation, our water system, we can focus on probably making this structure right here a nice little bathhouse. But the one thing that we need to finish the bathhouse is the water sieve. So I'm probably going to have them build a bathhouse and then have them hook up all the pipes and everything before the water sieve is done, just so we're ahead of schedule. So the first things we need to do is we need to get rid of the old structures. There's a wire behind this ladder, so we have to be careful how we're selecting it to deconstruct it. We want a lot of oxygen to be able to transfer through these rooms, so I'm probably going to do a double pneumatic door so enough oxygen is able to transfer horizontally into this room. We have to see how wide we are working with. That's an even number, that's 14 tiles, that's perfect. What I tend to do for my bathhouses is that we have a sink, and we can put that sink on this end and this end. And when they finish building those, whether they leave through the right way or through the left way, that they'll wash their hands, because we want to make sure they wash their hands after the bathroom. The other things that we're going to need are showers and lavatories. So I like to put my lavatories in the center, and if we go to plumbing, there it is. I like to have my showers right here, and we'll have 3 lavatories in the center. That should be enough for our colony. I don't tend to do a super complex piping system. The inputs can be incredibly simple. Just have a main line. That's where 1 lavatory, 2 lavatory, 3 lavatory, shower here, and we can hook it up just like that. And for the outputs though, I like to give a little bit longer of a stretch before going into the main line, and that decreases the chance of a backup occurring. Backups can be really devastating for a colony, especially if you try really hard to keep mainly oxygen in here, because polluted water, if they end up, hopefully not, but if they end up peeing themselves and it ends up on the floor, it's going to release some fluid oxygen, and all the work you use to try to keep your colony nice and clean is going to go to waste. One other thing I'll do here is I am going to put a bridge right here, because eventually I'm going to have this main water line go all the way up. So I'd rather have my bridge right there. We can go across and down, and however I'll set up my water sieve system. It will be right here, so I'll wait until that's closer to getting done before I go ahead and hook all this up. Welcome back. We are now on cycle 15. A few things got finished. They got cleaned up the water up here. They got one more little puddle to clean up, and then the water system should be fully complete. I still have to figure out how to get this water probably into the basin, but that's going to be a later date. This can sit here for right now. I'm going to need this space later on, but it's fine right now. I don't mind it right here, because right now it's working as a temperature buffer. Because if we look at the temperature, this is pretty warm. This is a pretty moderate temperature. Water has a lot of thermal mass, so it's going to prevent the temperature from here to transferring this way at a decent speed. So we'll just leave it here for right now, and we'll eventually move it out. We are starting underway here. We can go ahead and start adding our lavatories, just like that. And as soon as they finish this, we're going to have bathrooms for the colony after they finish researching the water sleeve, which they're about halfway there. So that's it for the 15 colony summary. So we're going to keep on going, and hopefully we'll have bathrooms and power by the end of this session. One thing to note is that they did not get power on yet, and we do have this insufficient oxygen generation alarm going off. But if we look at the colony, we're doing okay on oxygen. They're going to get this back up like a D-split, so I'm not super worried about that. The carbon dioxide is building up down here, but as soon as we get the water sieve, this carbon skimmer is going to do a pretty good job on clearing out all the CO2. I might ultimately remove a couple bricks here so the CO2 can actually flow properly, so we'll see. We'll have to wait and see for that. There is another puddle here. How do these keep showing up? This should be the last one. I don't want to see any more water getting over here, and then we can eventually finally dig down to here and have this all cleaned up. Hydrogen just finished their research for the water sieve, and before we even have all the bathrooms ready. So we're going to go ahead and hook this up with the main advantage that we can have the carbon skimmer working as soon as we can. This will be the water cleaning system. Nice 4-high room. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I should probably hide these in the wall now that I'm thinking about it. That looks a lot better. Okay, so this is going to be the water purification system. Pretty simple design. You just put your water in. We'll put our output probably around over here, so we'll get that set up in a second. We have to wait till we unlock some automation so we can stop any overflows from occurring in here. But this is where the main point is going to be, where we're going to deposit all the clean water into. So let's go ahead and set up the plumbing for that, and just like that. And that should be good. And we have a new printable available. Let's see what we get. Ooh, oxyfern. I love myself some oxyferns. However, I've already made the agreement that we will not be getting these type of care packages. What I am looking at, though, is Turner over here. He looks great. 7 athletics is awesome. Shriveled taste buds is pretty good. Iron gut means he can't get food poisoning, which might be an issue down the line. Squeamish we don't care about because he's not going to be a doctor. So we're probably going to get Turner. So now I have to think of a name for Turner. You know what he's going to be? He's going to be Fluorine. Happy birthday, Fluorine. Okay. We're going to have to give him a bed somewhere, and this is already full, so I think we're going to have to make some new barracks, and honestly, it'll probably just be up here. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, this is a 5-high room, so what we can do is just make the barracks a bit more extended like this. Give him a minute to get this all situated. Now that I'm looking at it again, wouldn't it make sense to have ladders on both sides? It would, wouldn't it? That way they can come out to the left or to the right. So let me go ahead and change this again. I didn't see it when it happened, but we finally got the carbon skimmer working and the water sieve working. So we just gotta finish these 2 pipes right here, which I want to make a pretty high priority that they do, so that we can get the bathrooms up and running completely. Back at cycle 16, we got most of the stuff done. Bathrooms are almost finished. We have the barrack situation almost fixed. I want to move all of these cots over by 1 so they can either leave from the right or the left depending what their closest task is. We did have another member, so I kind of want to get this situation all ready to go. I'm going to have to plumb up some water, move some electricity, and we're going to try to plant some bristle blossoms. We're going to shoot this pipe all the way up. Thankfully, we put that bridge there. And now we have it inputting into the bristle blossoms. The other reason I like having the bristle blossoms right here, right next to the cots at the moment, is that these are going to let off some nice fragrance, and it will go right into here, which will help increase their morale just a little bit. I forgot a little bit ago, but we have to apply some new research. I think we should go ahead and go towards the liquid reservoir. We also need this hydro sensor for a little bit of automation, so we gotta get this going. Okay, we got all these cots finished, so now what we can do is we can move all these over by 1. I'm going to start over on this side. I might just let Selenium sleep for a bit. Ah, they're ready. They just woke up. Never mind. We'll take his bed out too. And now that they got rid of all the old beds, this is the funnest part. That's so satisfying. We have a plumbing issue, and by gosh golly, I think I know what it is. Yep, these are all filled up, which means, yep, they can't reach this, because silly me, I didn't see that. Thankfully, I didn't get rid of the antiquated toilets yet, so they can still use the bathroom. Alrighty, perfect. We have the plumbing going into the water sieve, so hopefully these bathroom systems are all ready to go, except for set direction to right. And speaking of being finished, Hydrogen here just wants to prove me wrong and finished his research, so we gotta give him some more work to do. Well, do we want Atmosuit first or metal refinery? We'll want the metal refinery first. That's mainly so we can go ahead make the metal that we need for the Atmosuits. Yeah, that makes sense. So we will need the heavy watt wire. Another thing we can do real quick is if we're making the metal refinery, we need to beef up our power system. So I know we have just made it, but we already need more power. Now personally, I want to leave a little bit of space for the power control station. Only because I don't like them having to run all the way across and all the way to the back to make those microchips. So we're going to try to mitigate that a little bit by putting it here. Now, in a perfect world, we would have the generator right here, the battery farther in the back, these two coal generators right next to each other with the storage bin right at the front next to the power station. But we're not in a perfect world. It's going to have to set up like this. We also want to make this refinery a little bit bigger, because this is probably where the metal refinery is going to end up going. So we're going to go ahead and clean this out too while we're at it. Now let's see. Ooh, that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Looking how this is set up, I might actually want to move the coal generator one over, because sadly, if we look at how we have all these doors set up in previous expansions. Oh wait, no, we got it. We're perfect. Never mind. Crisis averted. This is going to line up actually just as the way we need it to, because this is where the doors are going to be. So, and here we go. We'll do it like this because we can't really fit another ladder right here. So this is going to be the way it is. Sorry, not sorry. One thing, if I recall, they did finish research. If you go to base, will be the liquid reservoir. So we can actually get this hooked up right here. There we go. Helium's already going ahead and building it. So as soon as it's done, we can clip. We can probably clip right now without too much of a worry. Oh no, I did the dumb. White's input and green's output. So what it actually needs to be like this. So hopefully they'll fix that quickly. And there we go. A nice little symphony that we'd like to have with our water, or at least our wastewater. And I almost missed it. Cycle 18. This is the how we have it set up so far. We have the water purification plant. We have the power plant. We've already had this. We've conquered the water, but now we've conquered the toilets. So what we're actually going to do now is remove these, because we don't need them anymore. We have the barracks all fixed, and we're going to actually start building our way up to maybe eventually move the barracks. I know I just fixed them, but I kind of want them over here just so that we can eventually get a good bonus by having a good nature preserve over here. Another thing that I like to do is probably get rid of the rock crusher for now and probably turn this into a mess hall. Now, one thing I always forget, do we need a recreational building for a mess hall? No, we do not. We are good. Now that we have a mess hall going over here, I'm really inclined to turn this into probably where we're cooking food. So we'll have to figure out who I put in charge of cooking. I think it's Sodium. Now Neon looks like they really like this wheel, but I'm going to have to go ahead and get rid of it. Sorry Neon, I know you like running in circles. Why is this out of power? Oh, I've never connected this. Silly me. Now these coal generators are powering the whole system. That's a lot better. Electric grill. I like having it right by the door. It's going to generate a little bit of heat. We'll have to figure out how to mitigate the heat problem a lot bit later. And we'll probably put a refrigerator right by the door and move this oxygen diffuser. I had to figure out a better place to put those things. We need them close enough to the base that we are getting oxygen thoroughly around every other floor, but having them in the centralized location is going to prevent me from making it a lot cleaner in terms of where our duplicates are going for their work schedule. Ultimately, I've decided to put one right here, and I think I'm going to put one right here. That way the left and right side of the base both get oxygen, and we're just going to go ahead and power those. Like that. And what's the cleanest way for this? I don't know what Snell's law would say, but I'm thinking down and over. That's 8. That's 7. That's also 7. And that's 8. If I want to run it clean, it's 8. Actually, yeah, every direction, it's 8. It's 8 if I run it this way. It's 8 if I run it this way. And it's 8 if I run it this way. So the real question is, what looks cleaner? And I'm thinking this way looks cleaner. That scared me. We have another duplicate available. Let's see what we got. Okay. Now I looked over these guys a good like minute or two, just thinking. And what it looks like to me is it's between Devin and Stinky. Devin makes sense because they've got a lot of skills that are nice. Germ resistance, caregiver. They could be a good doctor. Doctor Decorator is a really good way to go about making your duplicates. We have someone that's going towards aesthetic design, but he already has the skill for it. However, the tier 2 skill isn't the best to have because they need the tier 1 skill to go ahead and decorate in the first place. So you'd end up needing 3 skills anyway, but he does start with this skill, which is nice. He doesn't get the morale bonus from decorating like our other one does. But the germ resistance as a doctor down the line and the 3 athletics and excavation to help us in the early game, I think it's worth it. I have the idea. We could do Einsteinium. That is an element. If I spelt it right or wrong, that's another question. I wonder. Ooh, here we go. Einsteinium. I have a cool spell checker for me right here. Hey, I spelled it right. Look at that. Let's go. Einsteinium. Happy birthday! Okay, we're gonna go ahead and change his priorities and everything. Now that we have 9 duplicates of the colony, we're running a little bit low on calories, so we might want to expand this Bristle Blossom farm a little bit more. As if we have enough seeds as it is, we're running a little bit low on them. It might be a good idea to start on critter ranching, but where to start critter ranching tends to be the better question than when to start critter ranching, because I need to find a good amount of space to put these guys. I'm thinking over here, but the more I think about it, over here makes more sense because we're right across from the grill and we can start right here to put the guys. One thing to think about now is we're probably ready to improve the skills of the colony. We've done a lot to improve their morale, gave them bathrooms, gave them a mess hall, so we're going to go ahead, give him carbon, super hard digging, and we're going to upgrade their hat before we forget. Copper, we'll make them an electrical engineer. We're on the verge of needing one for making the NG's tune-up. Einsteinium, we're going to go ahead and give him art fundamentals, and he'll get a cute aesthetics design hat. Fluorine, I think we're going to hold off on giving Fluorine any skills. Helium, now we need a critter rancher. This is perfect timing. So he's going to have critter ranching. Hydrogen, it's a while away, but we'll give him field research so we don't forget later. And also so he gets a cooler hat. Neon and Selenium, I don't think I'm going to give them skills anytime soon, but who I will give is Sodium. They're going to need to get grilling going. So now they can start cooking our meals. And they get a nice hat too, so I think it's a worthy trade. Hydrogen finished their research again. And now that we're going to start our ranching saga, we might want to go ahead and research ranching while we're at it. Well, now that we have finished our research just now, we're going to go ahead and add some automation to the pipe right here. Essentially what we want to do is we want this pipe to stop filling all of this up when the water has reached this level. That way it doesn't overflow the base. I spent a little time looking around the base, and if you look all the way up here to the right, we've got a couple Paku going. There's one right there and one right there. So those are probably eventually something I'm going to go ahead and dig towards. I think right here is a really good spot to dig towards them because there's no slime in the way. So we're probably going to get this Paku and release it into our big tank right here so we can get some Paku growing as well. And that will really help spike up our calories. Look at them all working. They want to get this done. They're like, yes, let's eat the hatches. I'm hungry. I think that's what they're thinking. I think it's about time we improve our ladder system. And that way we get a good amount more materials and we're able to have some more space in the colony. I would say we could start digging down, but this slime area, I'm just so hesitant to start digging into. I kind of want to flood it all out first so that this slime lung doesn't get all over the place. It's really annoying for me to want to dig into this. We forgot to set priorities in the refrigerator. go ahead and put everything in there. Actually, what you don't want to put in there is muckroot, because that's perfectly fine sitting on the floor. As long as you don't mind eating stuff off the floor. I'm sure they don't. And we just finished research ranching, so now we're going to go ahead and build this ranch over here. So, if we go to food, and this should be sufficient to get everything going. I think what we should start researching now is the metal refinery. We have to master metal if we want to move into the future. So as soon as I can find the dastardly thing, it should be at solid materials, shouldn't it be? Here it is. Yeah, as soon as we get this going, the better. Oh, Paku, you better look out. Your days are numbered. They're coming for you. And they want some fish. I think they really want some fish. You better look out. I'm gonna help them get to you. Alright, we just welcomed up on cycle 20, and they have finished the ranch room. So we're going to go ahead and drop off hatch and hatchlings here. We're going to set the food for hatches. Now the main struggle is going to be is finding what hatches we want to put in here. We have one down here. It's age 34. Not too bad. Age 64. This one's probably going to be barbecue. Age 83, this one's definitely going to be barbecue. We got some eggs laying around the colony. We can probably put those in there. And I think that's all the hatches we have. So I'm thinking definitely this one. We can go ahead and wrangle him. And we're just going to go ahead and move these eggs. Relocate to over here. I'm really glad Clay decided to include this relocate button. It ends up being very helpful. When I used to play this game, they did not have this, and it's a really nice feature that makes moving eggs a lot easier. What you used to have to do is go ahead and take a storage bin and put it where you wanted the egg and have them move it there. I guess I didn't check the age of this guy. 63. I don't think he's worth the juice is worth the squeeze there. We have enough eggs over here, and we're going to go ahead and get barbecue going. And there we go. Now real quick for consumables, we'll make sure that they do not eat meat. What we will do is make sure they cook meat. Forever. Do we have you ready to be eaten? Age 81. Heck yeah, we will. And there we go. They delivered their first hatch to the ranch. And we're probably going to go ahead and make our rancher have higher priority in here. So we make sure that he is ranched all the time. We can use the rest of this room as a storage room. Why not? And there we go, the room's all clean, and the only thing that needs to be dropped here are some eggs now. So, maybe if we can expedite that a little bit. Oh! Just as I said it, they brought one in. Okay, we made it to cycle 21. Let's see what achievements we've done so far. We've tamed electricity. We now have a pretty strong power grid that can stand up to 1,200 watts. We have made a ranch, which also includes a storage system to the right of it, and we can grow some hatches over here. We start the bristle blossom growing project over here. There's another hatch right here. I didn't even see him earlier. Age 54, barbecue. We have finished a filtration system and the bathrooms, so that makes the duplicates a lot happier, so they can use the bathroom instead of the old outhouses. We finished a mess hall and a cooking station, so they can make nicer food for themselves, and they have a place to enjoy it. And we start excavating all the way up here to probably eventually get this Paku and start ranching fish as well. I think next episode, what we're going to be focusing on is probably the metal refinery. Probably set it around here and get that system going. So that's going to be next episode. A few other things I wanted to do before we went is you've probably seen this little blueprint thing up here a few times and have been waiting for me to press it. I've been waiting to press it too, and we're going to finally start probably opening these at the end of the episodes, so I have a little things to look forward to. So today, let's see what we unlocked. 13 unflamed blueprints. Okay, we're going to go try speed run through these. I like these. These remind me of Dexter's Laboratory, if anyone remembers that show. Isn't this like a standard painting? I don't think this is a special painting. I could be wrong, but it looks really familiar. I love this. This is one of my favorite ones. This is easily my favorite one so far. Mush bar glitter. Okay, that's something new. I've never had anything like this before. And there we go. The one other thing I want to do is colony achievements. If you go to colony summary, you can see all the achievements that we've done so far. They've cooked something, bed and bath, royal flush, red light, green light. Okay, there's going to be a few. There's going to be a few of these that we aren't able to do. For example, carnivore is one, and super sustainable is another one. I would like for this colony for us to do all of them, but that's going to take a while. But if you're willing to stick around, I mean, feel free, and we're going to try to complete as many as we can on this one. We'll see how far we can get with this colony before they all perish. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Feel free to like and subscribe and follow for more. Hopefully next time we're able to accomplish a little bit more. I think we were able to do a lot this episode, but the more duplicates we get, the more we're able to achieve. I think I'm finally starting to feel the stress of so many duplicates, because we have 9 right now, and there's a lot going on in the early game, but I think it will iron itself out, especially as we get a few more and we get the food problem fixed, which we have mostly fixed. But anyway, that's more stuff for next episode. This is Ashenova, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.